There was a time when a single engine's growl could mean the difference between life and death. When mud-soaked roads stretched across battlefields no ordinary car could survive, and soldiers depended on one machine to carry them through it all. Not for comfort, not for luxury, just for survival. Steep hills, flooded trenches, and enemy fire shaped what reliable even meant back then. A vehicle that could start on the first try in freezing mud was cause for genuine relief. Today on Jeep Chronicles, we're counting down 5 military Jeeps that changed the face of warfare forever. And our number 1 didn't just survive the war, it helped win it. Number 5, the Ford GPW. Built at Ford's Highland Park plant starting in 1942 as part of the U.S. Army's push for standardized production, the GPW was virtually identical to its Willys counterpart, but carried Ford's own stamped markings throughout its frame. Powered by a 2.2-liter four-cylinder engine producing 60 horsepower, it could reach a top speed of around 65 miles per hour on flat ground, though most soldiers rarely saw those conditions. You'd find it hauling supplies through the hedgerows of Normandy or splashing through rivers in the Pacific Campaign, its canvas top offering little real protection from rain or shrapnel. The engine had a steady, mechanical rhythm that soldiers learned to trust in the dark, when silence could mean an ambush was near. Could you have trusted a machine like this with your life in enemy territory? As the war progressed and Ford scaled back production, the GPW quietly faded from frontline service, but its legacy lived on in every Jeep that followed. Number 4, the Willys M38. Introduced in 1949 as the U.S. Army's first purpose-built post-war Jeep, the M38 arrived just in time for the brutal conditions of the Korean War. Its 2.2-liter Go Devil engine delivered 60 horsepower, and unlike its predecessors, it featured waterproof electrical wiring, allowing it to ford streams that would have stalled earlier models completely. Soldiers pushed it through frozen mountain passes and rice paddies alike, often overloaded with wounded men and supplies far beyond its rated capacity. The cold in Korea was unforgiving, and more than one soldier owed his survival to an engine that simply refused to quit, even at 20 below zero. Would you have bet your life on a machine that far from home? As newer designs arrived through the 1950s, the M38 was gradually retired, but veterans who served in Korea rarely forgot the sound of its engine cutting through the silence of a frozen valley. Number 3, the M151 MUTT. Developed in the late 1950s and entering full service in 1960, the M151 represented a genuine leap forward, replacing the old leaf spring suspension with independent coil springs for a smoother, faster ride across rough terrain. Its 2.3-liter engine and lightweight aluminum body made it agile enough for the jungles of Vietnam, where soldiers relied on it for everything from reconnaissance to mounting machine guns. That same independent suspension, however, gave it a tendency to roll over on sharp turns, a flaw that cost lives and forced the Army to issue urgent handling warnings to every driver. Soldiers grew to respect its speed while never fully trusting its balance. Can you imagine driving something that fast knowing one wrong turn could flip it entirely? Despite the risk, the MUTT served for over 3 decades, becoming one of the most widely used military vehicles in American history. Number 2, the Kübelwagen. Built by Volkswagen from 1940 onward under Ferdinand Porsche's direction, the Kübelwagen was Germany's answer to the American Jeep, powered by a modest 985 cubic centimeters engine producing just 25 horsepower. What it lacked in power, it made up for in sheer lightness, its rear-mounted air-cooled engine allowing it to glide across sand and snow where heavier vehicles sank helplessly. German soldiers drove it across the deserts of North Africa and the frozen roads of the Eastern Front, often marveling that such an underpowered little car could keep pace with far larger machines. Its flat floor and simple mechanicals meant it rarely broke down, even when abused far beyond its design limits. Would you have believed something so small could survive both a desert and a Russian winter? When the war ended, the Kübelwagen's basic design quietly influenced civilian off-road vehicles for decades to come. Number 1, the Willys MB. Delivered to the U.S. Army in 1941 after Willys Overland won the contract with its powerful Go Devil engine, the MB became the single most recognizable military vehicle of the 20th century. Producing 60 horsepower from just 2.2 liters, it could climb grades other vehicles couldn't touch, and its rugged four-wheel drive system carried troops, wounded soldiers, and ammunition across every theater of World War II, from the beaches of Normandy to the jungles of the Pacific. General Eisenhower himself once called it one of the tools that won the war, ranking it alongside the atomic bomb and the C-47 transport plane in importance. Soldiers trusted it completely, sleeping beside it, repairing it with whatever parts they could find, and crediting it more than once with saving their lives when speed meant everything. Over 600,000 were built, and its influence never truly ended, shaping every Jeep that came after it. 5 Jeeps, 5 very different battlefields, yet all sharing that same unshakable trait, built not for comfort, but for survival when nothing else could get the job done. So tell us honestly, which of these machines surprised you the most? If you enjoyed this journey through military history, give the video a like and consider subscribing to Jeep Chronicles for more stories.